Alright, so after last night's Habs game, the Habs win 3-2 in overtime against the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm only going to do this for one taker, but let's go into the highlights. Pavel Dorofeyev opened the scoring late in the first period. Montreal looked pretty good. The shots were 10-8 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Starting of the second period, the Habs go on an early power play. 53 seconds in, right after that, Cole Caulfield scored to tie the game. Or so he thought, as the call was overturned due to an offside. Although it sucks, it is what it is. Montreal would then later tie the game later on in the second by Philip Deneau off of a tip-in from Zachary Balduke. And then Caulfield would then later in the second get his 30th of the season, assisted by Matheson and Dobson, off of an angle that I don't know how he got it in, but he just manages to get goals in. Go to the third, and it's just been penalty after penalty after penalty for the Habs as Vegas gets 3 attempts at the power play. All of them didn't work as the Habs were 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Mind you, their power play also wasn't good. 0 for 4 on the power play. Then the Golden Knights tie it late in the third. Pavel Dorofeyev got his second of the night. Then we go to overtime. The Habs get a late power play chance in the third, heading into the overtime period. Again, 0 for 4. And then Jake Evans scores the game winner. As I said before on my stream, this was a must-win. As, say the Habs lose that game, they would have went to 5th in the Atlantic Division, and Boston would have went to 4th. Meaning the Habs would be in the second wildcard spot in a very tight race, unless you're the Leafs. But this was a must-needed 2 points, as both Buffalo and Boston won their games. Buffalo beating Toronto 7-4, Boston winning in overtime against the Nashville Predators. Now tomorrow, we play again against the top team in the league. The Habs take on the Avalanche, who is first in the Central Division. They're also first in the league, and also a must-win game. If I was Montreal, every game has to be a must-win. They can't lose anymore heading in to the Olympic break. As, again, the Eastern Conference is a very tight race for the playoffs. You got Florida that's slowly making their way up. You got Boston. You got Boston. You got Buffalo, who's 3rd in the Atlantic Division. Shocker. It's still very tight, and it's still anybody's game. Except if you're Toronto, who's 7th in the Atlantic. But still, hopefully we could pull off another 2 points. The last game before the Olympic break, before the Winter Olympics, is next Wednesday. And Montreal plays the Winnipeg Jets in that game. But who knows? Hopefully they come out with a win tomorrow. And then they got to play again on the Saturday against the Buffalo Sabres, who they played last week. In a very close game. Closer than 7-4, but still they need to win those games. As I said in a post earlier that if the Habs cannot win against top teams, they don't deserve to be in the top 3. They proved that they can hang with the top guys after. Yeah, sure, they didn't smoke the Knights, but they still put up a good fight. Jakob Dobes earned the second star of the game, stopping 32 of 34 shots. Akira Schmid was on fire for the Knights. But it came down to who wanted it more, which obviously the Habs did. But anyways, let's see what happens tomorrow. Back at the Bell Center, I believe. 7 o'clock start. Well, yeah. That's it for this one. Have a good one.